Good morning, everyone. It's Evan and Megan again, and welcome back to Two Up Travels. Hold on a second.
Get it. We've been at war with skeeters all night.
So we are in
Teotihuacan.
Teotihuacan.
This is our cute little Airbnb.
Yeah.
They own a store, and then we sleep above the store, and you come out here and there's like the yard and their little casita. It's quite quaint. I like it. There's this one dog, he's so hyper. And like the actual cutest thing, he just jumps on you and gives you bear hugs all the time. And he is the light of my life. Sorry, Evan.
Right, so if you've been following some of our trip, you know that we were stuck in Querétaro, which is about 2.5 hours north of here, because the bike needed a new clutch, and we were waiting for a new clutch to come from the United States. Well, it showed up about a week ago and we dropped it off, and then the bike was finally fixed yesterday, so we picked it up and then we were able to take it here. Well, it's nice to be back on the road again. The trip from Querétaro to here was not very exciting. I mean, there was some points where we had to dodge and weave in and out of traffic, and that was pretty exciting, so I'll put in some of that footage here right now.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what I can fit through and what I can't fit through because of the bags on the side. Suffice to say, some things yes, some things no.
But besides that, it was pretty straightforward. So we just kind of cut to today because we're going to the pyramids of Teotihuacan.
Teotihuacan.
The Teotihuacan.
Good morning. Come here, baby. Hi.
Here's the dogs.
Hi, sweetie. Where do we go?
We need to go that way.
That way?
And then we need to go. Buenos dias. Oh, look who it is. Also, happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Turkey Day.
Happy Turkey Day to those of you that matters. It certainly does not matter in Mexico.
No, there's
And
no turkey to be found.
no turkeys to be found. We entirely forgot.
I didn't.
She
I
didn't.
woke up.
Yeah.
It's Thanksgiving!
So for our Thanksgiving meal, we'll be eating tacos later. Hi everyone, this is Juan, and he's been nice enough to offer us a ride to the pyramids. He works with dogs. He's got a dog hotel.
Yes.
A dog hotel. Here in, how do you pronounce the name of the city exactly?
Teotihuacan.
Teotihuacan. Okay, so we were right.
We were saying it, right?
We were guessing. It's a long.
And my dog's hotel name is called Teotihuacan, like
Teotihuacan?
bark.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Teotihuacan.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. And we're live.
We're live? Okay, so behind me here you can see the Pyramid of the Sun. This is the largest of the three pyramids here. Teotihuacan is, well, I don't know what the language is, but it was given by the Aztecs when they found this place, and it means where the gods were made, or where gods are made. And the city of Teotihuacan was actually abandoned when the Aztecs found it. They didn't build these pyramids. The city of Teotihuacan was established around 100 BCE, so before the Common Era. But these structures weren't built until hundreds of years later between, I think they said it was like 400 CE. Ritual sacrifice was definitely a thing, so when this was built, they sacrificed around 200 people, some warriors, some nobles, men, women, children, all sorts of different people were sacrificed. And they found it years later in a massive burial pit that I believe is on the other side here. So we should go check that out.
Yeah. So metal.
So metal. This is the Avenue of the Dead. So this whole stretch, starting from one side to the end, is about 1.3 miles, I want to say. And All along here, you can kind of see they're more destroyed now, but these used to be buildings and structures where people lived, and they believe that they had family homes, almost like apartments. And like I was saying, the Aztecs came and they found this place abandoned, and that's because at some point there was an uprising from the lower class in the city, which was about 200,000 people at the time, and they overthrew the wealthy nobles and burned all their structures to the ground. Combine that with global warming at the time, and there was also a volcanic eruption in El Salvador, and crops were bad, and it just led to the complete abandonment of the city. Take a look at that. The civilization of Teotihuacan, they were an obsidian empire. It's where they made all of their money. And we know this because there is, I believe, the largest obsidian deposit in Mexico very close to here. So very early on, before these pyramids were even built, they mined all of this obsidian and started making spearheads and darts and all sorts of different things. And different people at the time would come from all over what is now Mexico to buy the obsidian and take it back home. So we have a very accurate representation of seeing where the obsidian came from and where it went. I'm also not entirely sure if it's here, but Megan and I both saw that the acoustics of this place, I'm not sure if it's the Temple of the Sun or somewhere else, is set up so you can have someone, let me show you, standing up higher, and then
So like if they're standing up high and you're like, the way I heard it described, they were like 200 meters away, and they just talked in a normal voice and you could hear them like all the way, because the acoustics are set up so that the person standing up high could talk at a normal level and address a crowd of like 200,000 people.
exactly, which is important when you're making ritual sacrifices all the way up there. It's funny because we think about sacrifice being this very negative thing, but in quite a few of these older cultures, sacrifice wasn't looked at as a bad thing. You know, they didn't just sacrifice people they didn't like. Being sacrificed was actually quite a great honor, because you knew that it would bring wealth and prosperity and happiness to your community, to your people.
So according to this YouTube video I watched last night, there is about 45 feet underground this giant temple here. There are some tunnels, and they've been doing some excavating the last 10 years or so, and they found these like rocks, and they're covered in gold. And then if you shine lights in this dark tunnels underneath us right now, there are gold flecks around the walls. And so if you were to do a ritual down there with like fire and light, it would like reflect the cosmos with the gold flecks, and then those golds, like orbs that they made, are essentially the planets. So a lot of, I don't really know about their like, you know, use of or like connection with the cosmos, but anyways, underground tunnels, gold flecks representing cosmos.
So we're here in the museum. We're going to take a look at some artifacts that they've found in the area before heading back out into the pyramids. One of the things this place is really well known for is its murals that have been so well preserved. You can see here, these murals came from the city, and they're thousands of years old. We made some friends.
Oh yeah, it's bones.
Okay, so what we're looking at here is a altar to a child.
Yeah, a child was buried in there.
Yeah,
in
you-
like a bent posture. I think it was
Here, zoom in a little bit. You
a
can kind of see.
sacrifice, perhaps.
Wow.
So that's its skull and its little bones.
They found 200 sacrificial burials underneath the Pyramid of the Sun. This might be some of them. Sacrificed for their culture.
Their teeth, like their jaws.
I know.
Here's a little model of the city itself.
And then this is all what it would have been like. I mean, where people would have lived. So this was the headquarters for religious and government things.
That means we are right here.
We're right there. There we are. Hola.
Gracias.
We made it through the museum after being ambushed by a bunch of middle schoolers from Mexico City.
We literally had like 30 of them surrounded us.
Yeah.
We were cornered. They were just asking us questions and laughing at us.
It was pretty great. So we're back on the Avenue of the Dead. What I wanted to mention is that when the Aztecs stumbled across this place long after it had been abandoned, they were so impressed with the structures that they took on a lot of what the Teotihuacan, which is again the name that they gave to them, which means where gods are created. They took on a lot of their spiritual practices, beliefs, symbols, and things like that. So they absorbed that culture into their own, based off of these structures that we're seeing here. You know, so you can imagine them rolling in here and it's abandoned, and they see stuff like this, right? And their minds are blown, and so they end up realizing and thinking that this place was where, well, gods were created or made. And so they take on a lot of that, which is pretty neat. So it's a huge deal for Mexico, because then, you know, I mean, the Aztecs go on later to establish Mexico City. Yeah. And a lot of the culture of Mexico comes from this society that was here. So it's just really neat. Here's an old mural of what appears to be a jaguar. That is so cool.
What is it?
It looks like a mole. That's a mole.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, that's a mole, dude. There he goes.
Para acá. Be careful, be careful.
Okay.
Aguas, porque voy a morder.
Did it not take?
No, se voltea.
Okay.
Ya se cansó. Ya mero llegamos, chaparro, ya mero. Ya mero otro poquito más, ándale.
Oh, yeah.
Aquí, méteme, aquí está tu casa. Acá, aquí. Aquí. No, acá, chaparro. Chaparro, ándale. Ándale, ráscale.
Nope.
Ráscale.
Well, the mole found a hole, but he's a little weary.
Y es muy raro que se
This guy
salga
dug a hole.
Yeah, this kind man dug the mole a hole and carried him to it. He's like, go to your room, whether you like it or not. I don't know why exactly, but this mole has been incredibly fascinating to us. We've followed it for like a solid 7 minutes now.
No, vente para acá.
No.
Niña.
Go that way.
She is a very stubborn little mole.
She is.
Ya aquí está profundo. Ya te cansaste, pero no te quieres meter.
Third time's the charm.
Ráscale, chiquita.
Victory. She's in the hole. Well, the mole is officially saved.
Yeah.
Thank you to the kind vendor.
That was heartwarming.
That was heartwarming. Where are we? Ready?
This is the Citadel. I don't exactly know its significance, but this is the Temple of the Winged Serpents. And Megan was talking about earlier, the serpent, whether it's when it's coiled up, represents rebirth.
It represents eternal life, and
Eternal
the shedding of the skin represents the rebirth.
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah. So this is the temple to that, and it's interesting because I mean, like, it's massive around everywhere you can see.
Huge.
Yeah.
Look at that construction zone. Some steep stairs.
On my way to be sacrificed.
Bye.
See you in the next life.
See ya.
Well, we walked from the pyramids all the way back to where our hotel is, and we have stopped at a restaurant along the way that has been highly recommended to us. So we ordered some. We got some margaritas, real tasty margaritas.
They're very good.
Yeah, they're fantastic. And as in Thanksgiving fashion, we're gonna eat a bunch of food, right, Megan?
At about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's right.
Wait, we did one.
No, we took pictures, I think,
No, we did an update.
with the food.
Oh no.
So we got so excited about our Thanksgiving meal, we forgot to take a video of it before we started diving in. But here's what's left. I've got a mole poblano, and Megan's got...
Chicken fajitas.
Oh, good morning, everyone. So, last you saw us, we were having our Thanksgiving feast. We're going to get coffee right now. It's the morning we're going to get coffee. We were eating dinner and then we went home and we passed out because we were exhausted.
It was like 4 o'clock and we took like an hour and a half nap.
Yeah. We found Oya for Megan.
My favorite.
Well, we found our Oya, and we also came to the town square and we found some tortas, and we found one of the. We found all these dogs that won't leave us alone.
They're persistent.
Yeah, they are. That's probably gonna be it for the end of this video. If you liked it, please give a thumbs up. You know, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. All that normal stuff.
Smash that like button.
I already said that.
I'm reiterating it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Smash.
Smash, everybody.